back, baby. I don't smoke to get high. I smoke to survive.
What's happening? What it do?
I smoke it every day because it keeps me alive.
If I'm alive, they know what I say. If I'm alive, I'm good.
I heard that. Surviving the world.
Yeah, that's why this book right here was written, so we can correct some things that were unjustly done to 5 United States veterans that were serving their country, all black. God power, man, God power, dog. I'm just on the tip of the iceberg right now. You know, I preach all things in God's time. My journey is for me to find these other 4 guys. So by the power of God, when I put something out, it goes viral. I don't have the power to put a viral video out, but God got the power to make your video go viral. That's 2 different things. We don't have the power to make a viral video because we don't know what people are going to think of the video. But if we make a video, God has the power to make your video go viral. That's how my Uber video went.
The fuck is you smoking in my car, man?
That's 100 million people that have seen my face in this world. 100 million. I was 17 years old when I moved to California. But my life before that was all black. We didn't associate with white folks back then in the 60s. We didn't live in their neighborhood. We didn't go to their schools. So we were basically segregated, you know. And in New Orleans, it was kicks, man, because my grandparents were of the Creole niggas, them red niggas that thought they were uppity at a point. They used to tell us, make sure when you get married, you marry a red woman to keep the Creole bloodline going. Thank God I went into the military to find out that was the biggest crock of shit in the world. They were brainwashing us to hate our own people just like we were brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? It's all fucking with our minds. So I came home after I came out of the war, and I came home with a chick who had a big, fine motherfucker, but she was chocolate, right? Boy, that motherfucker couldn't handle that bitch, dog. They hated that fucking shit. And I flaunted it, you know what I'm saying? Just because I knew you hated it so fucking much, you know? But, yeah, hate was in the own black community, but life was good. No killings. One of my friends got killed back in, had to be 67, something like that, before I went to California. And he got stabbed to death in the fight. You know, we had a neighborhood fight and somebody slit him with a knife, but no gunplay. We didn't have gunplay back then. And the gunplay really picked up in the late 70s, 80s and shit. Let me tell you how corrupt this government is. They had left a train on the train tracks in the night ward filled with guns and ammunition. And they left that train there for almost a year and a half until somebody broke into it. And all the weapons was gone and stolen, and all the ammunition was gone and stolen. They filled this city up with guns. They were a part of the gun expedition in New Orleans and the rest of the country. And we also got to realize when gangs try to stop the violence in their neighborhoods, the police kick up the violence undercover, my nigga. They're going to start a war within these groups to keep it going. So they'll kill one of their fucking people, make it look like Dick did somebody else. It's this government, dog. The whole fucking country is fucking corrupt. But we got to keep fighting for what we know is right. If you see something that's an injustice and you don't stand for it, you're just as bad as the people that's committing the injustice. And that's why my platform is blown, because all I speak is truth. The people are going to attack me because of some of my statements and because of some of the things I feel in my heart, but I'm fighting for kids, man. These kids love me, and I love them. How am I not going to fight? I fought in Vietnam War. Go look at my videos way back when, and I'll tell you in the video, I told you, I'm not doing this for fame and glory. I'm doing this so I can represent my kids, my youth. All y'all are doing great things under a pressurized situation. You trying to be great when the country don't want you to be great. So I love and respect every one of y'all for what y'all achieving and what you putting up with and what you dealing with and still coming out on top. So I got mad love and respect for my kids, but if I don't stand for my kids, and I fought in Vietnam for this funky fucking country, I'd be a fucking pussy, my nigga, and I ain't no pussy. Well, the military, first of all, it makes you, grows you into a man faster than if you just was with your mom and your mama was nursemaiding you. You know what I mean? A lot of cats raised in New Orleans never left the city, and all they had was their mama feeding them breakfast, washing their clothes, taking care of them, pampering them. When you go in the military, you have to grow into a man quickly. You know what I'm saying? And I went in at just turned 18, November 28, 1968, and I was in the Army by December the 6th, 1968, and I was in Vietnam by April of 1969. So I wasn't in the Army a fucking year before they sent me to Vietnam. I was only in the Army 6 months before I was sent to Vietnam. How much training you gonna give an 18-year-old kid before you send him to war? All they taught me was basic training, and then what they call AIT, Advanced Individual Training, where they teach you what your trade is gonna be in Vietnam. Mine was stock control and accounting. In other words, I was supposed to send the supplies out to the troops in the field. But that night after that fight, they changed our MOSs. I had to go pull guard duty at an ammo dump where I saw a dude get killed. I had to get on, well, I ain't sure if he died. When I left him, his fucking guts was hanging out, and the medic got to him, so I don't know if he died or not, but I'm sure the way the dude's condition was, I don't believe he made it. After that, I saw on convoy, they had these Koreans don't fight fair. Koreans some dirty motherfuckers. They don't follow what's called the Geneva Convention. The Geneva Conventions, they prevent you from doing inhumane things, all right? The Koreans don't have the Geneva Convention. So when they was in Vietnam, they took a Vietnamese. He was a Viet Cong. They cut him in half, and they hung him out in the middle of town, right over the entrance into the city. Everybody had to pass and see him. They make examples during war. They don't play. That should never leave your mind when you see something like that. You know what I'm saying? So if it wouldn't have been for that fight, I never would have saw the kid in the fucking thing with the ammo dump when his guts was all blowing out, and I wouldn't have seen this Vietnamese cut all the way in half. And plus the other cats I saw while on convoy. But by them fucking over us and shipping us out at night, they really put us in situations we didn't want to necessarily have to see. I signed up to serve this country, but my country didn't serve me. And the worst part about Vietnam was they sprayed chemical warfare in Vietnam called Agent Orange. And so many Vietnam veterans have Agent Orange, and they still till today refuse to pay them disability for the disease that they spread on their own fucking people. But yet, the vice president got on TV and said she won't hold Putin accountable because Putin is doing inhumane things. Well, bitch, you did inhumane things to your own fucking people. We won't hold you accountable. We won't hold America accountable. First of all, mind your business. Everybody's in everybody else's fucking business. It ain't your business. The fuck you worried about what this man or that man doing? If I can't help you move up, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, if I can help you lift up, like you say, you want to come video him, what I said, come on over. If you want to lift somebody up, do that. But don't knock nobody down. Why are you wasting your time? You ain't got but a certain amount of time here. And that time ticking every fucking day. You don't know when God gonna call you home. Your bag's packed? My bag's packed. I ain't worried about debt. I live my life so if God called me home tomorrow, I'm going home with a good heart. I got liver cancer. I got 3 spots on my liver. I got to go in Friday to go see the hepatologist. They want to do all these procedures. I told the doctor straight, I said, man, let me tell you something. I'm spiritual. I believe if God want me, God come and get me. Now, you might be able to kill that cancer, but who's to say he ain't got something right behind that motherfucker? If it's time for me to go home, I ain't trying to lengthen that bitch, my nigga. I got to go. People say, man, I don't do that. Go get the surgery. Go get that done. I don't trust the VA. You fucked over me when I was in Vietnam at 18. What made me go trust you now? I don't trust you motherfuckers. Y'all fuck over veterans every day. I don't trust y'all. He said, well, go outside, tell another doctor. I don't trust them either. The bitch could go in here to fucking kill that cancer, and that cancer could spread like wildfire. But if he don't touch it, maybe God ain't ready for me yet. Maybe, and I'm watching it. What I do is it grows a little bit. But every time it grows a little more, they're freaking out. Yeah, you better hurry, because if it get too big, we ain't going to be able to do nothing to save you. Well, if you can't do nothing to save me, that tell me what? Tell me it's time for me to go the fuck home. You got to be spiritual. The shit that you're getting is just materialistic shit. You see me with my weed, I share my weed like it's candy. This is from God. Why am I not sharing it with something that God gave life to? We so controlled and think, oh, it costs too much to be sharing weed. No. You stupid. Grow your own fucking weed for one thing, and it ain't gonna cost you shit. Because once you start, weed is a giving plant, and it keeps growing over and over. You can cut the seed, a stem off of that weed and regrow that one. So it's a giving plant. Grow your own. Learn how to do that. But more importantly, live your life and be happy. Stop chasing money in this materialistic world. This sex-driven world, dog. When I was a child, you couldn't even see a woman on the TV with no bra and no panties. They had to be clothed. No, even the two-piece was fucking banned when I was a child. But as the years go by, it got more and more. Then they start showing you women on commercials at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, half naked. And you want to know why you got so many perverts out here? You waking this freak up at 9 o'clock in the morning, putting a half naked bitch in front of him. Now he gonna get all these fucking thoughts to fuck somebody day up.
Messages.
Yeah, dog. We are the worst society that's in this country with the most power. That's the worst part.
Does on emo remember his first high?
1968. I was 17 years old. We moved to California because of some shit that happened in New Orleans. And my cousin and them was living out there. They moved up there in the 50s, so they was well acquainted with California. They was Californians, basically, because they started out young up there. And they had horses and shit. They had like a farm, in the city. Hell, it was like that back then. It was real country. So he took me to some high school football game. And, dude, that was the first time I saw all that many different races that was fucking with niggas. You know what I'm saying? White girls, Asian girls, all kind of fucking women fucking with us. And this nigga took me to the game, and after the game, we sitting on the blind. He said, "Come on, cuz, let's go by this little set." I said, "All right." Well, we get over there, and this nigga broke. They was little skinny joints then. They wasn't no fucking joints like this, you know what I'm saying? They were little skinny joints. But when I tell you, when I sat in that fucking thing and I hit that motherfucker, and I was like, oh, wow. Wow, Lord, what the fuck is this, man? He said, "Smoke some more." I said, "What?" Yeah, he said, "Smoke some more." Right, I hit that motherfucker. You know that motherfucker had me in that fucking chair like that. But that weed was good as a mother. That was the day I fell in love with that bitch, man. I married that motherfucker, shit.
To the Jane.
To the Mary Jane, dog. I've been doing this for 11 years, and that's my goal, to get you to save your lungs. I got wise from some other folks. I want you to save your spirit, and I tell you, change your mentality. Speak to people, not to get spoken back to. Speak to people because that's what God put in your heart. Dude, I got a picture on my Instagram of a cloud. This cloud was what saved my life after Katrina. I was depressed as a motherfucker. I was living in Houston by myself. My daughter was in Dallas. My mom had to move her and my stepdad to California. My brothers was in California. So I'm living in Houston by my damn self. And depressed as a motherfucker. Sitting on my back porch. I got into photography and shit. Sitting on my back porch, dog, and when I tell you this cloud developed, and when you see this cloud, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is, you ain't never seen a cloud like this. Like they talk about the Bible, God said he gonna show himself. I don't fuck with the Bible, but I know God showed himself to me that day. That picture fucking saved me, dog. That picture's what got my whole life flipped back around to get back to my journey of living again. In '83, I had an attempted suicide. I was on the roof of my house. They called me Philly on the roof back in the post office. I got on my roof. I called the Time-Picayune newspaper. I said, they got to do it on piety with a gun on the roof. I got off the phone with them. I called 911, the police. I said, they got to do it on piety on the roof with a gun. I called my aunt and told my aunt to tell my mama to get to my house. My mama, first the police pulled up. When they pulled up, they had kids in the park playing basketball. When the kids saw the police pull up, they come run to the fence and they start hollering, "Jump, Mr. Jump!" Now I'm on a one-story building. I'm on something about high as that building. One little one-story building. If I jump on, I'm gonna hurt an ankle. So I had to be serious, and I put my head down so I could get my composure. And I told the police, because I was laughing when they saying it, you know what I mean? It was funny. I smoked me a joint before I went on the roof to get my high together. So the kids started hollering, "Jump, Mr. Jump!" And I did like that. I said, "Man, get them kids out here before somebody get hurt. They don't need to be over here." So when the cops first pulled up, the first thing I told them, I said, "Hold up, I got a gun, but it's sitting on the roof. I'm not touching it. I don't need one of y'all trying to wound me, call yourself trying to save me and fuck around and kill me. He said, what you doing up there? I said, I need to talk to somebody before I go kill my supervisor. I'm to that fucking point, I'm ready to kill this man. The newspaper, they wouldn't let him get but so close. So they picked it up as an attempted suicide. Nigga, I ain't never threatened myself. Fuck that, I love this nigga. You hear me? But I was threatening to go kill that supervisor. So they out there holding the street up. Here I got a stupid ass uncle. He gonna sneak around the back of the house like he gonna come save me. So I had to break out again. Man, get my uncle, man. Stupid ass. Go ahead. I'm running my movie. This is part of my movie. Your life is your movie. I got to get my job back in the post office. This nigga fucked with me trying to take my livelihood, nigga. I worked too hard to get to this point. I'm not giving that up. So the fight was me. I had to get the media involved. That's why I called the Picayune. Put that shit in the paper. The post office can't just sweep you under the rug now. You got representation from the people. So when finally, I'm up there for like 3 or 4 hours. What you gonna with? Back and forth. My mama finally got on the ladder. She said, son, she wouldn't get on the roof. She got on the ladder. She said, stuck her head over that little top part. She said, son, I ain't raised no quitter. You've been through too much to quit. You know what you are. Get off of this goddamn roof and let's fix this shit. She got down. I picked the gun up. I said, I'm picking the gun up. I'm not doing anything. I took the bullet out one at a time. When I threw a bullet out, the people had been gathered out there by then. So I threw another bullet out. Everybody was cheering and shit. I took the gun and threw it down. Now, when I came off the roof, I'm expecting to go to jail for psychiatric evaluation. You know, take me downtown, let me get evaluated. Because I had a gun. I was attempting suicide. Nigga, when I tell you this shit tripped me out because they had this priest that named Father Rogers. He works with suicide people. So when I get off the roof, I put my hands behind my back because I'm figuring I'm going downtown. When I tell you, when I'm look behind me, there ain't no fucking police. They're all getting in their fucking cars. They took the gun and they left. So it wasn't nobody there but me, this dude, Father Rogers, the postmaster, and my mama. The postmaster spoke to my mama, told me, your son got his job back. Don't even worry about it. He's going to be working for the post office. We just got to get him checked out to get him evaluated, but he'll be back at work. He left. The priest was the only one there. Father blessed my mama, told my mama, God got your son, all that little good shit, and then he left. It was just me and my mom. I'm tripping out. Man, you mean I ain't gonna get no news coverage or nothing? What the fuck, man? I did all this shit for a reason. Next morning in the paper, in the metro section of the Time-Picayune, big photo that big in the fucking paper. U.S. postal carrier attempts suicide. And by them putting attempted suicide, I had to go back to work now. So when I go back to work, all these motherfuckers, the post office is dirty. They tease a lot because they're always in the same working. And they say, well, I was kid a lot. Niggas would be like, hey, there go the fiddler on the roof. Yo, crazy man, what's up? And I let them go on. It didn't fucking bother me. You know what I'm saying? Till one day, these two twins work at the main office. And they was getting on my nerves with it because they get a little too far with it, you know? So they was going back for, hey, fiddler, come here, fiddler. I want to fuck with you. I want to talk to you. Bro, I walk into that nigga face and I put that face on that nigga like, I said, nigga, let me tell you something. I've been letting you carry this shit on for months. But if you fuck with me one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna eat your fucking heart, bitch. You and your fucking brother. Now fuck with me again. Ain't got nothing to do but fuck you up. Try me, nigga. Try me. That nigga was like a pussycat after that, dog. Ain't nobody in the post office ever made another motherfucking joke. You gotta put your point down when you ready to put it down. I let them go as far as they want it. Go ahead, I'll be all you want. But nigga, when I put you in your fucking place, I ain't gonna have a problem with you. I had a soulmate, yeah. Her name was Lisa. That was my baby. She would never marry me, though. She married a cop, she married a newspaper reporter, and she married an asshole. The asshole, the last one she married, I'll tell you how much of an asshole he was. He owned a construction company. I was too thuggish. You know, I was a fucking angel dust dealer back in the day. Shaka Khan, James Brown, all of them used to come to my house to get the angel dust before it went to what's called PCP. When it went to PCP, I got out the game. But angel dust was some good shit. But anyway, Lisa was my baby. But she would never marry me. So she married a cop first, right? She split up with the cop. Guess where she ended up at? She split up with the newspaper man after she married him. Guess where she ended up at? She engaged to this motherfucking construction worker. Guess what we did? We went on a 7-day cruise called the Tom Joyner Morning Show Cruise. 7 days, and she told him. She said, oh, he's just a friend of the family. We just gonna party. She knew what we was going for, right? So we get to Puerto Rico. We get in Puerto Rico Friday. Bro, we partied in Puerto Rico, our ass off, dog. Friday, Saturday, the boat leaves Sunday. I wore that ass out Friday night. We played the handcuff game where you tie each other in the chair and you could do whatever you want to the other one. You know what I mean? We was getting freaky dinky, nigga, fuck. But that was my baby, dog. So look, Friday we fucked, Saturday we wore that ass out. Sunday morning before we got on the boat, I wore that ass out. We get on the boat Sunday, get to our room Sunday night. I don't know what happened with her and this stupid motherfucker. The bitch locked her fucking leg. I don't want to call my baby a bitch, but that's what she was acting like. She locked her fucking legs up. She said, we ain't doing a fucking thing. I said, what? Hold up. We on a fucking cruise. What the fuck you mean you ain't gonna fuck? Fucked all weekend. How the fuck you mean you ain't gonna fuck? I just don't feel it. I changed my mind. I'm in love with this guy. I'm gonna marry him. Dog, we was on the boat. The ratio was 9 women to 1 nigga. That's check it out. It's called the Tom Joyner Morning Cruise Show. All the celebrities was on it. Frankie Beverly and Mays, Cedric, not Cedric, Big Bruce, Earthquake. But the catch to the cruise is, when you go on the cruise with them, they have nowhere to go when they off. So they come party with you. They come hang out with you, you know what I'm saying? So you would all, I'm with Bays in them, bro. I got tight like that with Frankie Beverly and his bass player because they couldn't get the weed on the boat. I had the weed. They were scared to bring the weed. I wasn't scared to bring the weed. I wasn't going to bring the weed back to America, but I know when I go on the island, nigga, in Jamaica, I'm going to get me some motherfucking herbs. So I come back to the boat. After they finished gigging that night, you could hear them motherfuckers going around the boat. Emo! Emo! Trying to find me with that weed, nigga. But Frankie liked the white girl. That's all he liked. He liked that white girl. I wasn't mad at him. I liked her too. She was sweet. But Frankie was straight. He loved the coke. But we partied with them cats. Let me show you how shit happened. When Frankie and them did their concert one night, I go downstairs. I'm sitting in the front fucking row, right? On the right-hand side. Guess who in the aisle sitting next to me right across the aisle? Farrakhan. Farrakhan, his son, like his chief, and the rest of his whole crew on the front row right there. And I'm on the front row right across from them. And now you from New Orleans, and when Frankie Beverly come on, nigga, you got to move. I got up and I went to putting that fucking Frankie Beverly moves on that motherfucker, jamming to the fucking concert. Them niggas ate me up. They was watching me more than they was watching the fucking concert. His son had come and told me, he said, man, my dad said, can you come join us for breakfast tomorrow morning? I said, what? Can I? Nigga, please. God power, man. That was in 2004, dog. That was before I ain't know nothing about UNC IMO or no music. I was just emo. Wasn't no UNC on it. I was just emo. Emo is a Swahili name I picked up after the war. We were militant after the war, so emo means a person of freedom, a wanderer, a person who loves freedom. So that's when I picked emo, but I didn't put uncle to it until I made that song Bad Knee. And all of y'all call older cats uncle. So naturally I had to put UNC IMO together, and that's how I created that name. But back to Lisa, dog, my love with this woman was so fucking strong. She would call me, she said, I feel like getting in the garden today. And she lived way across the river. Nigga, I'd be there in 5 minutes. Digging in the fucking garden like I was in heaven, nigga. When you love somebody, whatever they want to do, that's what you want to fucking do. Love is a motherfucker, dog. But we don't really find true love. We find passion. We find somebody who look good that we want to fuck. That's not love. Love means when you get off work, like I told you earlier, it's like that dog. When you go home, that dog run to the door to greet you. Why your old lady don't come see you when you come home? Why she not excited? If you're not excited to see your woman whenever you see your woman, then you got the wrong relationship. You're supposed to always be excited. Man, look at my motherfucking baby. God damn, that bitch look good today. Fuck, come here, baby. Always. That's your bitch. That's your woman. That's your love. I wanted to say about the love of my life. She died of cancer. She married the asshole construction worker. After we came off the cruise, she married him anyway. And she ended up dying in Houston, Texas from cancer, and that just fucked me up. You know, that was my baby. But she's still motivation to me. I still remember everything about that woman. You know what I'm saying? That was my age. That was my baby. How y'all not smoking? Something wrong with this subject. Hold up. This here is called the Savior's Survival.
Yes, sir. I'm telling.
You go anywhere. You go camping in the woods. You go to a concert. You go to a game. Anywhere you go, you need to carry the Snoop 1017568 special cap. Mm-hmm. The numbers are long because the cap is long. Check the cap out.
Show them how it works.
You know I like them big joints, right? So I could figure, let me see if I can squeeze one up in here. So I put one joint in there, and then I was just fucking around. I said, you know what? I like to smoke one, so I'm gonna stick one on the outside, right? So now I got two. But then I said, hold up, I'm going to across the Slidell Bridge. You know, since I ain't coming right back, I'm gonna bring 3,
Grab, put them, grab
4,
them here.
5,
All right.
6, 7.
All right.
7 joints in one fucking. Oh, you
Wow.
want more?
Wow.
Damn, this nigga want more.
You got more?
8. All right, 8 joints in one fucking.
Sheesh.
Damn, you ain't going nowhere. Damn, this nigga greedy.
Sheesh.
9, okay? Now, dude, how much you think a hat could hold,
I
dude?
don't know.
Fuck.
I'm trying to see.
Man, goddamn, you gonna bust all my secrets up. Nah, there you go. There you
Oh,
go.
man.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Man, fuck, goddamn. When I got down to 2 joints, I'm going home. You got your shit right where you wanted it all day. Go order you the Snoop Dogg Sky Piece, man. Fuck. You can't travel no better than this, bro. Fuck. Why y'all ain't smoking one of these motherfuckers? What's wrong with that movie? If you see me and I don't have no herb with me, then y'all need to walk away, because that ain't the real UNC IMO. I ain't been in the studio since 2016. My producer stopped making beats. He got married, he got 3 kids now. And he had to break his studio down, he bought another house, so he just stopped making beats. And nobody else believed in me. Nobody believe in you but yourself, all right? So nobody often say, come over here, let's do something, this and that. Now I got nephews I'm gonna do songs with, like Merc Ninth Ward, and I'm gonna do something with Currency eventually. But then after I do something with some of the right names, they're gonna be like begging me to get on shit with them, but it's too late. You had all that opportunity before, you could have called me. You're a producer, you making all hot beats, you ain't never fucked with me before. You see I'm out here, I'm solo in this whole project. And like I said, by me not being about the money for this project, I bless my kids, I bless people more or less. Like I'm wearing my nephew's shirt right now. DJ the DJ. That's my nephew, he's a DJ in New Orleans. I gotta support my family. You know what I'm saying? But I'm dragging for that big head bitch because I gave him hoodies and he's selling me his shirt, but I got to promote his shirt. I don't fuck with him that much. Let me explain what happened with Snoop. Snoop didn't just happen to pick up the phone and say, Unc, let's get together. It was a process. I moved to California in 2014, back to California, because I had to move back and forth already. So I moved back to California. I think this time I was living in Encino, California. Everywhere I moved in California, I always had to move to White World. I couldn't live in my hood because I was 60-something years old, you know, and I wasn't packing no piece, so I wasn't moving in the hood and be subject to getting ripped off or anything, so I stayed in White World. And the White World is a protected area. Our hood is not protected. Our hood, you hunted down. You're not protected. That's 2 different scenarios. So I moved to White World. It cost me more every time. It was like $2,something $100 a month. But I had a plush apartment. Everything you wanted to do in that apartment was in that. So, and that's where Michael Jackson's family was at, in Encino, California. So I invested my money and I bought tickets for the BET Awards. $1,000 ticket. But it gives you access to all way front row seats for a lot of shit, a lot of the events. And I had to buy me a rig outfit, you know what I'm saying? I had to go right. So I bought me a pimp outfit, went to the thing, to the game, the basketball, celebrity basketball game. And Beyonce's song was playing, and I had front row seats. The players was all on that side, and Beyonce was on that side, sitting by the scoreboard, So when her song came on, I got up by the rail on this side where everybody could see straight at me, and I went to put some shit on them, you heard me? I went to put that gang move on them. Dog, I was rocking that motherfucker. They was hollering and shit. Go, man. Go on. Go ahead. So, a Big Percy, I got Big Percy. I said, Percy, come here for a second. Percy came. I said, look, I made this cane for Snoop, dog. I want to present it to him, you heard me? So he leaves, he goes back, he talked to Snoop. Then he comes back after talking to Snoop, and he tell me, he said, Snoop said, stay by the railing because he come and fuck with you. I said, oh, great, bro. Now, when the people behind me heard that, they all come to the railing too. So now it's kind of real tight up on the fucking railing, you know what I mean? Because niggas won't be with Snoop, dog, like a motherfucker. So when he get over there, I take the phone and I hold the phone up like I'm going to take a picture. He said, what you doing, huh? I said, I'm about to take a picture. Man, give me that fucking phone, Neff. He take the phone out of my hand, he go on the phone, he said, this my uncle from the LBC, the baddest motherfucker you ever gonna see. Talking shit, you heard me? But I had to invest to get to that point. Then after that, I was doing this show called LA something. What the name of that motherfucker was? But anyway, a dude came on the show while I was on the show, and he came from the jailhouse. He said he just got out the joint like 3 days ago, and he heard I was gonna be on this show. So he come in there and he's talking to me backstage. He said, yeah, man, I'm good friends with Snoop, this, that, yeah. But you know, everybody is good friends with Snoop in LA, right? So I'm hearing him, but I'm not really hearing him. So when I go back there and do the performance and shit, he comes in there with me. After the performance, he literally got on the phone with Snoop. And Snoop told him, said, well, yeah, we're going to set up a meeting after one of his practices at the park. So that's when he called me one Saturday. He said, Snoop said, come to the park where he practiced with his kids at. So I go over there, and that's when you see the video of me and him and his two partners sitting in the truck. That was the day I met him where we really, you know, first really got down where we could smoke. And in that video, one of the dudes asked him, he said, man, I hear you call this dude Unc all the time. He said, that's your real uncle? Snoop told that nigga, he said, man, that nigga's everybody uncle. He said, thanks for putting all that fucking weight on my motherfucking back, nigga. You was always everybody uncle. Nigga, you was my fucking uncle. You heard me? Snoop was every fucking body uncle. Fuck. But that was a blessed day, man, for that dude to even reach out and fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? That's spiritual, man. This man a billionaire, man. What the fuck you fucking on with a nigga? When I was on this Thanksgiving special, right? I'm on this show with Too Short, T.I., Magic Don Juan, the whole fucking crew, Sling Johnson. All these motherfuckers got paper. Nigga, I had about $2,000 in the bank ready for my fucking month's rent. You heard me? But they don't know that. That's how you got to live your life. They don't know what the fuck you got unless you let a motherfucker know what you got. When I went to Snoop's party for Thanksgiving, I brought a nigga a $1,000 bottle of wine, nigga. You think I had $1,000 to spend on a fucking bottle of wine? And I didn't even get a sip of that motherfucker. Fuck. I don't drink, you hear me? It was a present for my nephew. You bless me, nigga. I don't want nothing out of you. You already blessed me. We family now. He said that in one of the videos at the Jazz Fest. I was outside the trailer, and he was performing for the Jazz Fest. He looked out the trailer. He saw me outside. He said, man, that's my uncle outside, man. Get my uncle up here. My uncle don't belong outside. Get him in the trailer, man. This nigga the king of New Orleans. You heard me? Yeah. He said, I'm the king of New Orleans. I said, hold up, nigga, wait. Don't be fucking putting pressure like that on a nigga. You got all these niggas out here. I ain't no nigga running from that kingship. But I got to earn it. I got to work for it. You know, when I finish, I want to be said that. That nigga said he was right. That nigga said he was the king of New Orleans. That's how I want to go out. Oh, yeah, dog. I'm a bona fide, certified, classified.
Well, yes.
And, of course,
I have.
You want that booty.
Just being able to make music, man.
That's a blessing, man. I never dreamt of being no rapper. I blame Currency somewhat for that shit, bro. Me and Currency was friends before I ever knew anything about getting in the studio. His Body and Fender man was my golf partner. So I used to go by the studio, by the car place remember on Chef, where his car place at? By Musa and them? So I'd go over there after we played golf to fuck around, sit with Ruben. And one day, Currency came over there, and Currency told Ruben, he said, man, Unc smoke? And Ruben looked at him and laughed. Now, Ruben played golf with me. Ruben, I smoke a joint on every hole. Everybody at Punch Train Golf Course know when I'm on the golf course, they smelling weed. The whole fucking day. They know that. I don't play. If I ain't got no weed, I'm not playing golf. Because I can't. It's a relaxer. It relaxes the fuck out of me. I ain't under no pressure when I'm loaded. I'm just hitting the ball, smooth and sweet. So I stayed loaded. Ricky Jackson played golf out there. He know that motherfucker be sneaking, come get me sometime. Let me get one of them. I'm ratting you out, Chad. I'm ratting you out. But they knew on the golf course I was gonna be smoking weed. It helps. It's a relax. Currency would come there, and Currency told him one day, he said, "Unc, smoke?" He said, "Yeah, but he don't smoke no blunts and backwoods." Currency said, "Me either." He said, "Smoke white boy." He said, "Well, go ahead. He smoke with you." So we smoked, and we got tight, talked shit all the time. I wanted to teach them golf. They never took me up on me giving them golf lessons. So I moved to California. Currency came out there to record a record. He invited me to the studio. I picked up some chicken and shit, brought some weed. We went up to the studio. We got loaded like a motherfucker while he was in there cutting his joint. And to show you how stupid what you are when you get loaded, I got loaded after that night. One day I wrote a song and texted to Currency. Not meaning nothing, though. You know what I'm saying? I still, at that point, had no plans on being no fucking rapper. So why did I send this kid a fucking song? That's crazy. What's crazier is for me to come back after that and make a song and go berserk.
To connect, maybe.
No, I wasn't trying. Neff, I didn't even know nothing about. When I made that song Bad Knee, my producer, Prob on the track, had to teach me how to rap. Just like they taught your boy with NWA.
You still follow through?
Huh?
You still follow through, though?
Yeah, but the thing was, he slowed me. Unc, you're too fast, man. First thing he did, this is how we first got the record. We still don't know the story till today. I teach him golf. He was giving me beats, all right? So he said, Unc, why don't you do a rap? Because we did a spoken word song called The Prayer. Something like we were born in the Big Easy, which is now the Big Greasy. When we were there, life was great. Everybody had the faith. But now my brain is filled with pain because they played the race game. Everybody said we wanted something for nothing. SBA, FEMA, road back. All they did was made us call back. But in reality, all we wanted was our homes back. So I go hard on that one. But that was just a spoken word song. That was in '09. We were living in Texas. So in 11, when I came back from, show you how God worked, dog. I moved to California. I wasn't planning on being here. And after 2010, when I moved to California, where I brought my mom and them to live after Katrina, I was planning on staying up there. God power. I got into some shit. I had to come back. So when I came back, that's when I created that song. We was playing golf one day, and Prov told me, Unc, why don't you give me a song, man? Why don't you do a rap song? I said, man, I ain't no fucking rapper. He said, bro, all you need is a hook. I said, what the fuck is a hook? He said, you know the part you hear over and over in your song.
Of course,
yeah, so he said, just think about it, man, just think about it. Try to get you a hook. So we was playing golf like a couple of weeks later, and I told him, I said, man, I don't know about no fucking hook. I just know I'm a 60-year-old nigga, and I got a badass fucking knee. He said, what? He said, hold up, wait, I like that already. He said, I tell you what, I'm going to get back with you. He came back with me like 2-3 weeks later with a beat. And when I tell you, when I heard that beat, that's when I knew I had to write that song. And like you said, a song is about you. Because it talks about, I got that money that never, ever end. That's VA money, my nigga. Every fucking month, that bitch hit the fucking bank. It ain't gonna never end till I die. That's that money. So I wasn't lying in my shit. I got that money that never, ever end. Nigga said, you ain't got that kind of money. My money come every motherfucking month, nigga. What you talking about?
You don't know what I mean when I say what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
So after that song went ballistic. So I started dancing around New Orleans in the hood. So let me see if my people like this shit. Sure enough, all around Kermit, Robinson Street in the hood and shit, around 6th Ward, you know, French Quarter and all that. Tremere, yeah. And then I go in the 9th Ward, and everybody was fucking with it. So I said, well, let me take it to the French Quarter, the white world. Nigga, I was on top in front of protocol. I'm on the roof of my fucking Cadillac. I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a OG on the roof of the fucking Cadillac in front of protocol. Then I did it on Decatur Street by the Bubba Gump's place, Bubba Gump's shrimp place. I turned that motherfucker on the car, dancing my ass up. So it worked good then. I said, hold up, man, I got something. Hold up. So I went to Atlanta, rented a Mustang. It's all this on my YouTube. I rented a red Mustang convertible. When I tell you I pulled up on a shorty and her little partners and shit, we shot a whole video in that motherfucker, dog. Shorty asked me at one point, you mind if I dance on the back of the car? Baby, get your ass up there. This 100% rental, insured. You could second line on the back of this motherfucker. I wouldn't care. Get up on that bitch. And she got up on that bitch. She was a fine little motherfucker. The whole video, you could see how perverted my old ass is. I'm steadily working my arm by that pussy. Look. I'm working that on. When you look at the video, I'm dancing, putting that on right on that pussy. Put that elbow right on that pussy. Trying to get it ready for the night. You know what I'm saying? You got to tenderize your meat. You know what I mean? So after that, I knew I got something here, dog. So I ended up in California, promoting it in California. 14, I had bad times. I had to come back. I had liver disease in 16. That's what brought me back. And I ain't seen Snoop since 2016. I had a liver problem. And now that liver turned into cancer. It was hepatitis C back then. And then it turned into cirrhosis, and then it turned into cancer. So I've been dealing with this for years, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm going nowhere tomorrow or next week because I got no fucking cancer. I tell people I'm not dying from cancer, I'm living with cancer. That's two different things. All that to say, what was I saying? Did we go? Yeah. Yeah. I'm blessed, dog. I fell off a motorcycle. I could have fucked my skull up. I fell off a horse. I got choked by a horse. We riding in the woods, but I'm going fast as a motherfucker. I'm going to tell that story in my book. But I always did say, and people always say, I get into my emo mood. My name's Terry Brown. That's my white slave name. But emo is when I'm in character. You know what I'm saying? Is when I'm me, the real fucking me. Not Terry Brown. Terry Brown was a little 18-year-old kid that served in Vietnam. I developed into emo over all the years of pain and hurt that I've seen in this country. I can't represent that fucking white name. My mama used to hate emo. She'd say, your name Terry Brown? I said, no, fuck no, that's your slave name. I ain't slave no more, fuck that. But, so when we was riding the horse and we was going in the woods, the dude got to the thing, he said, man, don't go down there, got snakes down there. I come to the front of the pack, I said, what's wrong? He said, the dude said they got snakes down there. Because we had been there before many times, and it was a beautiful area. It's a clearing, and you could go down there with your horses and sit down and picnic. So I said, man, hold up, let me go down there and look. So I take the horse down there slow, and I go down there and look. And I ain't see no fucking snakes, right? White folks told us that. They probably just didn't want us to go down there, right? So I'm coming back. This is where I go into my emo mode with my stupid ass. Instead of me coming back the same way I went down there, nice and safe with the horse through the woods, because it's kind of thick, you know what I'm saying? I got into my emo mood. And one of the niggas on the horse, I'm coming flying through the woods, she said, oh, he got to be careful. My partner said, oh, no, baby, that's emo right now. When I tell you, we get to the split in the road, well, this way you got to go through water, or this way they got a vine hanging down. The horse trying to go by the water, I don't want to go to the water, I'm going to the vine side. I figure I just push the vine out the way with my arm. When I tell you I got him to go that way, but when I put the arm up, instead of the motherfucking moving the vine up, the vine knocked my arm down, and the vine caught my fucking neck, and I'm holding the horse like this with my stupid ass. Oh, Lord, dog. When they came, look at me, my neck was like that, dog. I could have broke my fucking neck. When God ready for you to die, my nigga, you gonna die. You ain't gonna die before that. That's the bottom line of life. I was on the back of a truck, and that's in the book, too. We was in Vietnam. And we got sniper fire. Bullets start hitting the truck. And when you hear that metal hit by that bullet, it freaks you out. One of the dudes in the truck stood up because he didn't know what the fuck to do, right? When he stood up, I knew that was the worst move in the world, so I reached up to grab him to pull him back down. When I got right there to grab him, the driver shifted gears, causing both of us to fly off the back of the truck. That's how my head got, that's why I ain't got no eyelashes and shit. So we both fell off the back of the truck. I never saw him no more after that. I don't know how bad. His injuries, they shipped him to another hospital, a main hospital in Saigon. My injuries was my shoulder and my head. But after that, that's how the fight ensued because we couldn't go downtown no more. They got scared of the soldiers going downtown because that's where the sniper hit us at, coming back. That's why they started having parties on the base. And that's when the fight ensued because the mess sergeant pushed us from the door when he was going with his friends and said, this a private party, no niggas allowed. And when you tell it to niggas, guess what? And we in a war with you, you know what's gonna happen. So we kicked their fucking ass and took their food. And that's how that fight started. That's why this book gonna be so big, dog. You give us our punishment. Give us Article 15. I got another promotion, and I got a Bronze Star for trying to save that dude's life. I didn't get a Purple Heart because Purple Heart, you got to get wounded, like a bullet or something. But I got a Bronze Star, which is equivalent to a Purple Heart. It's just that you didn't get wounded in the process, but you still saved the motherfucker. You tried to save a motherfucker life. I hope he lived. Fuck, you heard me? But in the war, you never know what happened to people.
I see it's volume 1. You got more coming? Or
I got to write my life story.
I heard that.
Yeah, I got to write from when I was young and how I ended up moving out of New Orleans and how New Orleans was before, with the Creole shit, how they tried to make us believe that we were better than our own people. All that shit got to be in that book. They had a club called the Autocrat Club on St. Bernard. If you was darker than a brown paper bag, you couldn't get in that club. But yeah, we were all black folk. Brain control. And they got some of them that still believe they're Creoles. Creole is supposed to be a combination of black, French, Indian, and Hispanic. That's basically Creole mixed with some of those heritages. So many people got different rape right now. Y'all, them slave owners raped so many of our people, dog. This is where all of us come with these different complexions. Our women were raped. They were used like fucking dogs, dog. Our children, they used to take our children and put their children down at the bottom of the bed when they had a cold, let the cold go down their feet to the baby. Well, some fucked up lives, dog. And they still don't want to compensate you. So to my white folks that say, we got to get past all the shit that happened to us, I got to tell y'all, you out your motherfucking mind. You need to start accepting what happened to us and pay homage to motherfuckers that's still out here ain't going off on you motherfuckers.
Tell them what's going on. Tell them what we doing right now.
We building a family, dog. We building a network. They're going to come with me next week. Well, not next week. In March sometime when the French Quarter Fest kick up. And we're going to be working together. They're going to do my video shooting while I'm in the French Quarter selling the book. While I'm out there peddling the T-shirts and shit, they're going to be with me. We're going to make some shit happen. We're going to make sure that they get a chance to create with the top shit. We're going to take them to the top. When I go overseas, guess what? I'm going to need a film crew. You heard me? We got to go get it. Stop bitching about your life. Change your life. You the only one that can make your life better. You in a bad relationship and you sticking it out, you stuck on stupid. Why waste years with somebody that ain't making you happy? You can be unhappy by your motherfucking self. And if you by yourself, stop trying to think you got to be with somebody to be happy. Happiness is a state of mind. Find happiness in your heart. A relationship is a relationship. That's different. But happiness is in your heart. You can't make a woman happy if you're not happy. Change your minds, man. Stop trying to please people. Please your motherfucking self. Create, bless, and love life. That's all you got to remember. Create, share love with everybody by blessing this world. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We could change, bro. One person at a time. And if you was raised with the hate, go get with some black folks. I'm willing to come meet with y'all. You in South, you hate black folk. You want to just sit down and talk? Let's smoke about it.
Didn't make a drug, that shit is insane. You gave us a seed, you called it a weed. If a rich man sell it, he can settle for life. If a poor man sell it, he ain't seen